The evolution of the United States is a tapestry woven with threads of revolution, constitution, conflict, and reformation. It began with a group of 13 British colonies on the eastern seaboard of North America. Discontent brewed among these colonies due to what they perceived as unjust taxation and lack of representation in the British Parliament. This unrest culminated in the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776, drafted primarily by Thomas Jefferson. The Declaration asserted the colony's right to self-determination and set the stage for a protracted conflict known as the American Revolutionary War. After years of struggle and assistance from foreign allies, notably France, the American colonies emerged victorious in 1783 with the Treaty of Paris, securing their independence from Britain. The fledgling nation then faced the monumental task of creating a government. The Articles of Confederation were the first attempt, but they quickly proved inadequate due to their lack of central authority. This led to the Constitutional Convention in 1787, where the Constitution of the United States was drafted, establishing a federal system of government with a balance of power among three branches. The Bill of Rights, ratified in 1791, enshrined essential liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press. As the nation expanded westward, issues of state sovereignty and slavery began to create fissures. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 and the Compromise of 1850 were temporary measures to balance the interests of free and slave states. However, tensions finally erupted into the Civil War in 1861. The war, fought over the preservation of the Union and the abolition of slavery, resulted in a victory for the Union forces in 1865. President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation and the subsequent 13th Amendment abolished slavery. Reconstruction efforts aimed to rebuild the South and integrate formerly enslaved people into American society, although progress was marred by resistance and the rise of Jim Crow laws. The struggle for equality continued into the 20th century, marked by the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks galvanized national attention on the issues of segregation and disenfranchisement, leading to landmark legislation such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. As the United States moved into the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the nation continued to grapple with issues of equality, including those related to gender, sexuality, and immigration. The election of Barack Obama, the first African-American president, in 2008, and the Supreme Court's ruling in favor of same-sex marriage in 2015 were seen as significant milestones. The country's journey toward greater equality remains ongoing, reflecting its complex history and the continuing evolution of its democratic ideals.